Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus, guys, giving you more of the meta. So I want to go ahead and share with you a guy that was actually struggling against defending his defense or his offense. I was actually having a hard time stopping him. He was using pretty generic plays, stock plays, quick snapping me. I had a hard time stopping, but he started, as I got into the second half, basically he had certain tendencies that he was using, and I could figure out a way to stop him, and I actually jumped into some old school defense that I typically don't use when I play online. I use a lot of match, a lot of different types of formations, but anytime I jumped into stuff that I like to use, he was shredding it. So let's go and jump into this gameplay. Once again, I'm using Minnesota is my team. This guy was using the Packers and maybe the Packers playbook. And whenever I see a single back tight formation, I always think to myself, okay, this guy might run mesh. But I wanted to come out of cover 9 because I've had some pretty good success online with this defense because a lot of people have struggled against it. So typically, once again, I've got basically a Texas 4-man, which essentially is, you know, a stunt type situation, and I'm using this middle safety over the middle right here, and I got matching concepts with this particular defense. Pull my guy in the box just to kind of, you know, have some type of run support, and you can see right here, got to the outside, and he does a little juke move to pick up 3 yards out of it. But he's, you know, this guy's a run first person because he ran right away. Now here's a formation that initially was having some problems with, and it was really good against this particular defensive front that I'm using. So I've got a soft squat right here, and I basically had a hook zone. And I've got this is a 3 rec, so this guy should match on this guy if this guy goes vertical or carries. And then obviously I've got a safety help right here. Now the problem with this particular offense or this defense is that if I have a backside drag on this side, that's my responsibility. I've got to come down and play that. But the problem with this particular defense is that you can get yourself exposed for some pretty big yardage if you carry that tight end. But sure enough, I go in the box right here. I'm worried about this crossing route right here. I actually did have a seam right here, but he's just running a simple verticals or dagger concept, and you can see the flat area is wide open because my area just completely clears out. He throws that ball right there and just dots me up for a big 20-yard gainer. Picks some pretty good yards right there. So anytime I see dagger like this or verticals, I like to go ahead and put another flat defender into the three wide receiver side when I'm running basically in a kind of like match defense, because I find that those drags that come from those tray sets will actually go ahead and fall into the zone if I get matching principles. So he goes back to tight again. I decided to go ahead and jump into cover 3, and I think I might have made the adjustment of hard flats. I do. You can see these guys actually coming out. And he's just using a simple, you know, over and then a deep post over the top. I was concerned about the posts, so I got myself out of position because I didn't want to give up the big play. But you can see on how, because I was using hard flats, these guys are not matching that deep in, and he's able to go and dot me up right over the middle of the field. So if I didn't do hard flats, there probably would have had some guys falling underneath that coverage and actually tighten things up a little bit. So he's basically dotted me up in the last couple of, you know, basically 2 out of the 3 plays right here. Now he comes into more of a heavy set, offset stretch. And right here, I just go ahead and go out and be able to go ahead and tackle him for basically no yards. Get him into a 2nd and 10 situation, and he comes back out of this tight Y-off set, and I figured I'm going to go a lot and basically go ahead and get this guy with a nickel dog under, nickel dog meg, and try to light this guy up with a blitz. So I go ahead and jump into that. Basically spread out my line, and I think my responsibility is to pick up this tight end. I've got match principles over here, and if the running back comes out, I've got a flat quarter defender that's going to fall there. So I can hit this guy with a good blitz. I go ahead, chase the tight end. I freeze him a little bit. He did have a spot route that was sitting right here, and I'm able to go ahead and sack him because he doesn't get rid of the ball. He doesn't read it correctly. So 3rd and 17 situation. This is where I get greedy. Instead of falling back into coverage, I figured I'm just going to go ahead and light this guy up once again with another blitz. I do basically have a defender that's actually going to fall back into a zone. And I've got basically my palms or my quarters type coverage on the back side. And I've got to have to watch kind of like anything that's coming over the middle of the field because I've got a one-on-one on this back side. This is where this guy gets away with one. He actually had an out and up route combination, and my defender's playing it correctly. But he just throws it over me and just racks over me. I can't actually get a defend like any kind of a animation that plays get this, and he actually just throws over me right there. So I don't necessarily mind that defensive coverage. If I would probably drop that guy back into a quarter or maybe a third, he might have played it a little bit better. But it was a situation where he basically threw over me. He ended up missing his field goal, so I got myself in a situation where I got a point lead on him, and he's going to force him to have to play a 2-point conversion. So I decided to come back to this blitz once again. I showed this to you in a previous gameplay, and he's just using a simple verticals concept right here, and I'm basically out of position because I have to kind of fall back. That's the one thing about using in this version of Madden. It's hard to stick on your one player. You have to switch stick in this game, and it's just something. It's not a skill set I've really practiced a lot because I do get some picks, but your ability to basically go ahead and get in position to make plays on the ball is extremely difficult with your user. He goes basically right here with another passing concept. So he's got a flood right here. He's got a crossing route over here, and then he's got this route crossing over on this side. And he's rolling to this side of the field, so I'm thinking, okay, he's definitely going to be going over this top guy right here. He freezes and throws to the backside, but catches the ball out of bounds. That was a really good read by him. A really good throw, but obviously he caught it out of bounds. He just got rid of it a little bit too late. But for him to make that progression on those reads and actually throw over the top of my coverage was pretty smart. You'll see him just coming back to these simple, flat over post concepts, those Yankee type concepts in a scheme. He comes out of the pack, trips right here, so I've got 3 wide receivers on this side. Once again, coming out of this double mug because I got greedy to get a sack against him. And I think I shaded this guy in the inside, but I need to play down in the box right here. And what he does is he actually comes with kind of a levels concept. He's got an underneath route. I think he's got another route, and I think he's got another route over the top. And this guy's not going to get thrown over the top because he's pretty much too far out. I've got to go ahead and play underneath. So you can see right here, I'm biting down, but I'm just too late to the game. And he actually picks up a nice little first down right there. So he's shredding my defense right now. I'm having a hard time. Now he comes into a bunch set. He actually does an auto motion once again. Right here he does a little auto motion play, and he throws into my CPU user right there. That was just a bad read by him as far as his progression, and I get myself a turnover. Unfortunately for me, I actually turned the ball back over to him just as quick as I got the interception, and I was a little bit outside of my game. I decided to switch up my defense, and I get myself completely out of position. I should be on this user right here, on this blitzer right here, and actually playing this spot, but I was out of position. I switched into a different play, and you can see he quick snaps me, and I'm trying to follow this over the top route. And you can see he actually goes in and drops it down with the simple verticals concept. So he hits me with a four verticals concept. Guy's just quick snapping the plays and just snapping and just making reads. He knows what he's doing. Not a spectacular offense. It's not a meta offense. But the guy knew his reads. So I actually go with hard flats out here. And you can see my defender comes down here and actually tackles him for a minor, basically no gainer. Get him to a 2nd and 10 situation. He goes back to the run. I go ahead and jump into cover 4, and I'm going to use the backside linebacker or backside safety right here. He's got nowhere to go with it, and I get him into a 3rd and 11. So I'm feeling good about my defense right now because he can't throw over the top of me, and he goes into this TREY Y flex defense. I decided to go ahead and jump into cover 2, and the reason I'm jumping to cover 2 is I can play the sticks, get these guys, basically playing at the first down marker. But because we're at the 15-yard line, it's going to be very hard for him to throw over the top. So I play the sticks on this, and I decided to go ahead and use my blitzer instead of my middle linebacker, and watch what he does in this type of situation. Really, really smart. situation. I think I tried to do a QB contain, but I'm trying to user that guy. I get myself caught up on his one guy, and right there he actually goes ahead and runs his quarterback in right there. So I should have played the middle linebacker in that type of situation, but he hit me with a simple verticals play down in the red zone, and he's able to go ahead and capitalize on it. He jumps right back into just a simple, a 2x2 set, and he's able to go and hit the ball with the running back and get the ball in the end zone. So score is tied 14-14 right now. And it's basically, and this is right before the second half. Now it comes out a heavy set. I figured, okay, I'm just going to blitz this guy with double mug and see what he could do with it. And he tries to go to the outside, and I'm able to go and tackle him, not give up any kind of cheap yards. And now he actually jumps into a TREY set. And I decided to just go with just a basic cover 4. So this is a defense I rarely use. I don't use cover 4 drop. It's not something to use in my scheme. But basically he's been using vertical concepts against me, having a drag underneath. And I'm thinking to myself, he's probably going to go back to the same well because he's hitting that play a couple different times. I'm going to user this guy, and I'm going to let these verticals get scooped up by all the other defenders, and I'm going to go ahead and watch this guy coming across the middle of the field. I'm going to go ahead and match that with my user, and then pull out of position once he gets to my curl flat. So you can see I freeze him right there. If he wants to throw this ball, I've got a defender right here. I've got this defender throwing right here. This guy's going to basically blanket this shot right here, but you could he did have a window that he could have thrown into, but he's looking at this guy and he's looking at my user, and because I just let that vertical go over, he doesn't know where to go with the ball right now. He's frozen, and then right here actually tries to basically misdirect his guy and actually go ahead and get there, but he doesn't complete the ball correctly. So I got a little bit of lucky break right there, but I like this defense because it's really pretty much taking away what he wants to do with this verticals dig concept that he's been running against me. So he doesn't know where to go with it. Right here, I get a play on the ball and basically stop him. So we're going to come back to that a little bit later on in this game. Now, he's single back tight out Y off. There's a run threat. I want to get a little bit more guys in the box and go back to the cover 9 with the hope that I don't have any kind of situations. And he's going, once again, to the same passing concept. So he's got a flat out here. He's got a crosser. He's got a post over the top. He goes immediately to the flat, takes the flat shot, and actually turns that up for an easy completion. Picks up some pretty good yards. So this guy, he knew his plays. He was using these common concepts, the same concepts with maybe slightly different formations, and having pretty good success. So I'm a little bit frustrated right now. I'm tanking out against this guy a little bit. I decide to go ahead and blitz everybody, because he has been basically using like play action. I should be using the other guy off to the side, but I go ahead and blitz my guys, and you can see they had a free lane to the quarterback, but because I did not pass commit, they freeze, basically giving this guy all day to go ahead and look for his progressions. He drops it down to this guy underneath, gets a little good animation right here, and takes me house on that play. So I'm struggling against this guy's defense. I'm not making right adjustments. He's quick snapping me, and he's using the simplest concepts, and I'm having a hard time with this guy. So it really comes down to me, more than anything else, to score and milk the clock. So basically on offense, I realized, I'm like, okay, this guy can put up points against me fairly quick. I'm not adjusting to his defense or to what he wants to do. So basically I'm going to have to score and do that. So one of the things I want to just share with you guys, sometimes you just got to clock people. If you want to get a victory, you got to clock people. Now this guy basically burned a couple of his timeouts. So he's only got one timeout, and he's on the 30-yard line. For him to get in field goal range, he's going to have to pick up 40 yards. So I'm thinking, okay, nothing over the top. I'm going to go back to that cover 4 because, look, he's going to go ahead and use this gun TREY Y flex. He's been using dagger. He's been using verticals against me. I'm not going to go ahead and give him any kind of a great defense that he can use. So back once again, Edwards is going to be my guy I'm going to use. I'm going to QB contain. So if he scrambles out, I've got QB contain. And I think what I did is I pass commit. So right here, once again, he's actually trying to go ahead and go to this route right here. I'm going to pass it off once I get past the hashes, and then pick back up for the little dig route, or basically a dig route on the backside. So you can see he doesn't know where to go with it. Everything's pretty much boxed up, and I get myself a nice little tackle right there, sack tackle, and almost a interception, or basically fumble recovery. So here we go. Once again, QB contain pass commit. He's going to go ahead and do this. He's doing these little crossing routes, and you can see right here, because of the pass contain and pass commit, I'm able to go ahead and get that ball, sack him down here, 3rd and 20. I'm not changing my defense, dude. You're not. I'm not going to go ahead and do that. So once again, we're going to go ahead and set this up. Pass commit. He's going with the same type of stuff, and he doesn't know what to do with the ball. He throws it up to basically 3 defenders. I come down with it and get myself a stop defensively. So sometimes, guys, you just have to switch things up a little bit. Go into defenses you typically don't run. Some people struggle against like coverage, like zone coverage, and that's what I had to do with against this guy, because for the most part he only ran a couple different types of passing concepts, and I had a hard time stopping it with my match defense. So I wanted to go ahead and share this with you. Once again, guys, thank you for your support. Until next time.